Hello, this is Instalocklol with the top 5 mid laners in Season 6. So, we're going to start off with number 5. This is all based on my uh, based on win rates and my opinion. There you go. Not my win rates, but based on win rates and my opinion. Oh, okay. So number 5, we're going to start off with Zed. So Zed is a assassin, AD mid laner. Pretty good. Reason he's strong is because they released Duskblade of Drachlar. It's really strong with his kit. You ult and get them really low. You use the Drathar and they're pretty much dead because Duskblade is the inverse of your ult. Of course, you want to ult in, back out, and then pop it, but and that's kind of not the best synergy because you want to use the Duskblade after your ult goes off, but really it should be a lot of damage either way, so it doesn't really matter unless you were looking for the optimal situation. Anyway, we'll go over his kit really quick for the week. Nothing too exciting. Does more damage on auto attacks, which is good assassin ability. We got Q. Good damage, especially if you're hitting them first. If you're facing Zed, what you want to do is hide behind minions, so his Q does less damage, which is hard because of his next ability, Living Shadow, which makes all of his abilities mirrored, such that if his Rage Shuriken comes out of his shadow, it does more damage. If it does more damage, it does both Rage Shurikens. All right, so it's a lot of damage there. Shadow Slash is a fairly good ability. It's nothing too exciting. You can't get hit by double Shadow Dash. It's only Razor Shuriken, I think. But you can get hit by one of the sorry, not Shadow Dash, it's Shadow Clash, which is, nice damage. Nothing too spectacular. It's a slow, makes it easier to hit your Q. Moving on, we got Deathmark. This is a very strong ability. Lets you do lots of damage. You just kind of go ham when you use this, and then you can press it again to go out. And then the mark itself will hopefully kill them. There's a little marker. It's actually a little razor shuriken kind of looking thing that appears above their head if that mark's gonna burst and kill them. Of course, that's without shields and heals and stuff, but that's really useful information if you didn't know. Moving on to number 4. Just a second here. We have Malzahar. This is a weirder one. He's kind of on the edge here. Pretty much, besides the top 3 that I'll go into briefly, all the mid laners are in a pretty good space. Pretty much any mid laner's pretty good. I can beat any other mid laner. But in terms of win rate, this guy is number 4 here, so we're gonna go over him. He's pretty good at pushing mid lane. He's pretty good at CSing mid lane. In terms of team fights, he has Call of Void and Null Zone for a lot of AoE, and they do a fair amount of damage. If your team has some sort of stun or AoE, Null Zoning the multiple targets within that AoE is really strong. Jarvan's not good right now, so I can't go over Null Zone with Jarvan. But Malefic Visions is pretty good for pushing a lave, and it gives you your mana back, which is very nice. Pushing ability. He is possibly the strongest pushing AP character. A lot of other characters have a lot of pushing ability, but Malefic Visions is really good because it gives them mana back. Nether Grasp is really strong because you can catch someone in team fights. All you have to do is Nether Grasp. You don't even have to use your other abilities, and hopefully your team can kill the person you ulted. Unless it's a tank, then forget that idea. But it's a good ability. It can with the jungler, it's a guaranteed kill. Even with your own abilities, you can pretty much kill anyone with Nether Grasp. He's one of the best solo killers in lane, so he's just very strong. His Voidlings, I didn't really go over them, but they help you push. They are useful in Grasp because they'll hit the target as long as they're Malefic Visioned. So, he's a pretty strong 1v1 kit, and he has some useful team fighting and catching abilities as well. His downside, he doesn't have any escapes compared to some other characters. He has no escapes at all, except he has a silence. I mean, he can ult someone, but that's not really what we're looking for here. So that's it. Moving on to number 3, we have Ahri. Ahri is very strong. Has a lot of utility in her kit. Her Q gives her movement speed, and it has true damage within it. Essence Thief can help you stay in lane a little longer because of the spell vamp. Well, I mean, it is basically spell vamp, but the healing portion of it, well, that is what it is, the healing ability of it. Foxfire is okay. It's more of a synergize with ult thing. You get close with your ult, but Foxfire is an okay ability. Charm is crazy good. It's CC that's spammable and does damage. It's just a really good ability. It can You can just keep spamming charms till you hit someone late game to force a fight. And then Spirit Rush is also a really good ability too. You can go in on your enemy mid laner. You can use it to gank. You can use it to escape. Has a lot of potential as an ability. So she just has a lot of things within her champion kit that's very strong. On to number 2, we have another AD assassin, Talon. So Talon is a very good mid laner right now. He bursts. He can roam. He can roam probably better than a lot of people on this list. Ahri is probably the only one that can do it better. Well, Zed's okay too, but I think because of his invis potential, Talon's a little better. But we'll get into that in a bit. So Mercy, nothing too exciting. Works well with Rake. That's about it. And with teamwork, Noxie and Diplomacy, good damage, has a little bit of a bleed, which is nice. Rake, good pushing ability, harassing ability, and some damage. Of course, it works well with Mercy. Cutthroat helps Mercy as well. It's just how much I've played Talon. Cutthroat is a nice blink. It's not really. It's not an escape though, unless you are going in and you can blink out to an enemy minion or something, because it only works on enemies. But it's nice going on. You cutthroat them, you Q them, you W them. You do the works. They're probably gonna die, especially with his ult, Shadow Assault. So makes all the damage. Makes him go invis, so it's very nice for ganking. It also gives him movement speed, so it doesn't even matter if they see you. So it's very strong engage. Well, not engage. Sorry. Well, in terms of ganking abilities, D. In terms of a ganking ability, it's a good engage. In terms of team fighting, uh, kind of. It's more of an escape when it turns into team fighting. It's an escape that does damage. Although you can use it just to go in, but you're probably going to die after unless you're really strong or your team can really back you up. So in terms of team fighting, it's more iffy unless you're just going to go in and kill their main threat, and that's all you need to do. Um, but and if they have to beat Talon, you need pink wards or a red trinket, so you can see him while he's invisible. But yeah, it's about all I can talk about him. He's a very good mid laner. He could snowball a game. That's what he's strong at. Snowballing, killing early on. His weakness is, in my opinion, team fighting, but he can make it work just by killing off some threats. If he's big enough, he can kill probably more than one. Moving along, number 1, Uno. We have Lux. Lux, really good right now. Kind of does it all. Only thing she's lacking is the escape, but she just does a lot of damage. Q, you can just spam them late game to get the fight off to get an engage. If you hit your Q, you know, you alt them, they're probably dead. I mean, you Q, you E, you alt, they're dead. You can do it all in one go too. Barrier, pretty good. Safe ability, good utility. But yeah, main thing is light binding and our alt. Our alt's spammable. You can probably use it twice in a team fight if you're lucky, but you can just spam it a lot. And her E is good wave clear, good poke. Only problem with it is it costs a lot of mana. Even if you're behind on Lux, because in lane, because of how her alt has such a low cooldown, you can just spam her alt to clear waves to get back into lane if you're far behind. So she still has some abilities that keep her into the game if you're behind. So she's a very safe, good pick. She does a lot of damage. She probably has, and she just has such range. She probably has the most range out of any AP champion right now, just because she can just sit so far back and just Q alt. Of course, you don't even need to hit your abilities. If you have a champion with a stun on your team, they hit it and they just alt them. So her range is what makes her so good. But that's it. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and see you next time.